Hey everybody, welcome to our Facebook Live for today. It is I feeling particularly glamorous in a new top actually that I discovered that I am really very much in love with actually. So welcome to our live for today. Now what I wanted to chat with you about today, there are a couple of things that I wanted to talk to you about, but the first thing being that I think it's kind of really, Daisy. It's, hey Catherine, it's a little bit interesting, right? Now, isn't it? Press these to see if they're on and make sure that my sound is projecting accordingly, and apparently it is, and that's great because my earphones just decided to turn Siri on, which we do not want to happen. As you're coming on, if you can let me know that you can hear me, that'd be really excellent because my internet is not working over here properly, which means that I can't actually see your comments, and that's really quite irritating. So on here, so just let me know that you guys can hear me and see me okay. So I think what's interesting, I've been thinking about this as I've been, we're going to be talking today about the business Badassery Mastermind, which I'm freaking pumped about. Now, and I'll tell you about how it came about, why it came about, and I guess like a little bit, there might be some insights here for you as well. I trust there'll be some insights here for you as well with how, sometimes we can hold off on, pulling the ripcord, so to speak. So I remember let me just getting a little bit more comfortable. Really, as an aside, I'm really disappointed with my hair today. Just gonna put that out there. I wanted like all fabulous launch hair. Did not happen. Anyway, so I remember having a conversation with a girlfriend of mine, and we've talked on and off. This is one of my best friends, and we speak every day, like literally every day. Not always, Saturdays and Sundays. Hey Jess, and we're always talking about different things that we're going through, our highs, our lows, our whatever it is that we've got going on, cash flow stuff, abundance of money stuff, abundance of time, having really amazing clients, having some interesting clients, and all sorts of, I guess everything in between. And not only is this woman one of my best friends in terms of, the personal connection that we have, but she's also like my business best friend too. We've been friends since 2011. So it's a really, if I think about that, it's a friendship that has gone really through every stage of my business. And there's been a lot of growth for me personally throughout that time. But what's interesting is that we talk all the time about these different things that we could do, right? And there's always a myriad of options and choices. And I know that you guys probably experience this in your worlds as well. Hey, Margaret. Hey, Jess. Hey, Jeanette. In your worlds as well, where, you can have these really great freaking ideas. And, oh, yay, the comments are working. Brilliant. Thanks, Jeanette. And I can see them, which is actually, I know the comments always work, but I can actually see them on my screen, which is, super helpful. And we're always looking for different ways of executing our ideas. And there's been different times where both of us have had these great ideas and we'll bounce it off the other person. And it's just like, I just don't feel like it's the right time. And this is really kind of what's sort of led to the topic for today, as well as talking about the business Badassery Mastermind that I'm launching today, which I'll tell you about shortly. You guys are going to love the shit out of it. But I've had this idea for on and off. Actually, I thought it was only a couple of years ago, but I mapped it out a couple of years ago. But actually have been thinking about this for a really, really long time. Going back to, I would suggest even maybe 2015. So in 2015, I started creating some other programs that were not high ticket. So I've typically always sold things that have been really expensive, right? So, and I'm talking $6,000 and more. So $6,000 right through to $100,000 and higher, depending on 120 grand, depending on what it was that I was doing, who I was doing it for, whether it was corporate, whether it's individual, whether it's entrepreneur, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. So to have this idea of having something that was super accessible, really affordable for, you know, for most people. Was like one of those, it's like a one size fits all top when you go into the store, right? I did hold a one size fits all top up the other day. I'm like, that is not a one size fits all. That is too big for me. It was, I would look like I would be wearing a circus tent. It was not a one size fits all. So when I say like affordable for everyone, I understand that for some people it's not necessarily, and that's cool. But this is like an idea that I've had for such a long time. And the way that I was thinking about it was, or what re-sparked it, I suppose, a couple of years ago, I was reading a book called Ready, Fire, Aim. Yes, Ready, Fire, Aim. I cannot remember the name of the author, although it was a book that I read and I was like, this is really cool. And then I promptly got out I was on a plane actually. I remember I was flying first class. I was upgraded. Okay, don't yell at me. Although like there's nothing to yell at, right? Flying first class is freaking badass, FYI. And I think everybody should get to fly first class at any given opportunity. Honestly, it is the most delightful experience. Although the hosties are particularly chatty in first. They don't kind of leave you alone. They like to jibber jabber Cindy, which is kind of funny. So anyway, sitting in my little first class suite, you know, as you do. And I was all really giddy because I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is really amazing. I'm flying in motherfucking first class and I didn't have to pay for it. You know, it was an upgrade. So I've paid for it, but you know, I haven't had to pay for it. Like it wasn't the, I don't know, I think those first class seats are like $10,000 each way from LA to Melbourne. So I can't remember, it might have been Melbourne to LA. I think it was the Melbourne to LA leg actually. And I just remember sitting in this like suite, and you don't even have to put your bags in the overhead compartment. That's when you know you've made it, right? When your bags don't have to go in an overhead compartment. They don't have to go underneath the seat in front of you. Anyway, I digress. It was really amazing. So I pulled out my laptop. We've gone on to take off, and I pulled out my laptop, and I just started having the most amazing, you know, download connection to my genius zone. It's like the little Elizabeth Gilbert talks about it, like the genius in the wall. I guess it's kind of like your muse perhaps. Just kind of came in and whispered in my ear, like, just list all of the things that you could possibly create a course around. And I just started pounding them out in my computer, like all of these different ideas. And I'm like, wow, like, this is really cool. I could sell these off individually. I could do all of this other stuff. I could package them up. I could bundle them. And I just kind of there was all these great ideas. And I put it aside because the logical part of my brain, like I was all excited on the plane. And then when you get off and you've had your sleep and you kind of like look back on it, it was like, well, this doesn't really kind of tie in with the, you know, the high ticket kind of thing that I was always sort of doing. And so I put it off to the side. And I had this realization. I was chatting with this girlfriend of mine a couple of weeks ago, maybe, might even have been a month or more ago. And she's like, oh, so like, what about that members thing that you were going to do? Have you ever done anything with that? And I just kind of said no, because it's not really what I want to do in that kind of way. Because to me, a membership style thing is where you kind of like, you buy your thing and then you're off and on your own. And it's not the kind of experience that I want to be a part of. And it's also not the kind of experience that I really want to facilitate, right? I like chatting with you guys. I like interacting with my clients. I like being able to answer questions. I like being able to be a part of the journey that you guys are experiencing and that you're going through. And so I had this kind of moment where I'm like, okay, well, what about instead of doing it in that way, like what would be the ultimate, most amazing way that I could do something? And I thought, you know what? The thing that I've loved doing, that I've always loved doing, is about creating community. It's about bringing people together, people who are like-minded. And you don't have to be a bitch, and you don't have to drink wine. You know, that hark out to that Facebook group, like-minded bitches drinking wine. It's not about some crazy, silly type thing, but it's actually about how can we create a community of people who are driven, motivated, ambitious, badass, already high achievers who are looking at getting into either an online business or looking at scaling their online business. And so this is where I really got the chance to kind of go, all right, well, what does it look like for me? And this is where the Business Badassery Mastermind was born. But it kind of also, funnily enough, came about after the name of it really, and it kind of really solidified and cemented, I think on Thursday of last week. And it was like, yeah, bang, this is going to be amazing. This is no brainer. So for you, where I'm going with this, and then I'll start talking about the mastermind in a moment, where I'm going with all of this is there is so often that we have these amazing ideas and we might put them aside for whatever reason it might be. And a lot of the time, like for me, it was oh, is this supportive of the business that I want to build? Does this really do what it is that I want to do? Is this going to be helping me to do more of the work that I really love to do? Is it going to be able to create an amazing experience for my clients? And is it going to be able to create results for my clients? And this is where in 2015 or 2016, where I had this first initial idea, it's kind of like, well, no, because not in the way that I think that a lot of other people are doing it. It's not how I want to do it. So consequently, the best piece of advice that I could possibly give you is, if you have this idea, work out what it is that would make it no-brainer for you, what would make it a really great experience for you and for your clients, and then go and do the work on that like right away, right? I guess what we can see happen a lot of the time is that you can have this really great idea, and then if you don't action it, if you don't pull the ripcord on it, then it can go stagnant and or whatever. And then often what then happens is that the universe, God, source, whatever, will show you, generally in a newsfeed, someone else who has the same or a similar idea, has just gone and executed it, and they're freaking killing it. For as much as we know that, what people report is true. But, I guess it's like this, we've got this collective consciousness, and there's all of these ideas sort of like swirling around in the cosmic soup up there, right? And when this idea kind of drops in, it's really your responsibility at that point to do something with it. Or put it aside and go, you know what, no, it's not ready yet, it's not how I want it to be. So without any further ado, let me tell you about this Business Badassery Mastermind. So I was thinking about the things that I've really enjoyed and the things that I've really seen my clients enjoy. And a huge part of it is connection. A huge part of it is knowing that there is a safe place for you to be able to talk about, the good stuff that's going on, your celebrations, your wins, your breakthroughs, the times that you pull the ripcord and kind of get out there and make that happen. The times where you just go, oh my God, like this just really is not working for me, or whatever else the case might be, And then you've also got those times where you've got, this is just all turned to shit in a handbasket. Gone to hell in a handbasket, not turned to shit in a handbasket. It's all just gone to hell in a handbasket, and it's really not the way that I wanted it to be, and it's really not looking the way that I want it to look, and it's not doing the thing that I want it to do, and I'm not really sure what's wrong, right? And not that we all want to be a part of a whinge fest, because I actually think that is really negative, and I actually think it's not good, but I do believe that it is really important, and that there is a place, a safe place, that you can actually talk about the real shit that goes on in our worlds and in our businesses, in our lives, in our health, with our kids, with our mindsets and everything else. We're always, like, from what I've seen, that there's always people that will have an opinion about, you're too much of this, you've got too many words, you don't have enough words, you talk too much, you don't talk enough. Everyone has a freaking opinion about who you should be. And my really firm belief is that you are the best at being you. You are amazing at being you. And that is really all it is that you ever need to be. So how do we then use that and package that and put the best version of you out into the world on any given day? So the thing that I think is super important is that you're in a group of people who are not trying to freaking change you, who are not trying to make you more corporate, who are not trying to make you more relaxed, who are not trying to make you more palatable, who are trying to make you more fashionable or trying to make you more like the opposite of that, like daggy, or like, I don't know, like whatever it is, more sweary, too sweary, less sweary, you know, whatever, more extroverted, more introverted. Like there's no right or wrong when it comes to you being you. It's just about how you can best leverage that. So I think it's important to find a group of people, a tribe of people who you can just be like, oh, thank God, you know, I finally found my humans. I finally found my people. And the thing that I've really noticed is for me, there's been a core group of people throughout this whole entire business journey who is still with me, who really are my tribe, who really are my people. And those people are the people that I trust absolutely implicitly. I know there's no bullshit, there's no pretentiousness, there's no hidden agenda, right? It's the other thing. And it's just really important, I suppose, that we've got that place to be able to share our doubts, to be okay, and to also cheer each other on, and to let us know that we actually are freaks of nature and that that's okay, right? You are a freak of nature and that's okay. I am a freak of nature and that is okay. All my opinion is that most entrepreneurs, most business owners, most people who are wanting to build online businesses are freaking freaks of nature, because we want things that are not normal, right? In the normal sense of the normal definition of what normal is. You know, hey, Jess, it is really true. So like for Jess, for example, it's like, you know, why don't you just go back and get a job? Like, why don't you just go back to teaching? Why don't you just go back to financial planning? Why don't you just go back and rely on your degree? Like, why don't you just go and do this? You know, there are so many people out there who will not understand that, yeah, there's this pressure and there might be this self-imposed stress, let's say, that we put on ourselves because we want to create a life less ordinary, because we want to create a life that's not normal, because we want to do something that is different. But at the first sign of really, and it's their doubt, not ours most of the time, it's like if they kind of see like maybe a little chink in our armor and they're like, oh my God, they are human. Like, why do you put yourself through this? And it's like, well, because it would kill me if I didn't. You know, it would, like, my soul would be like it's leaving my body and I'd be this like little puddle on the floor, like a skeleton person, if I couldn't do what it was that I do every day. And yeah, there's like a whole bunch of stuff that comes along with that. There's the joy, the celebrations, the things that, like the commiserating about things that don't work, launches that fail epically no matter how excited you are about them, right? So I think the thing is, and this is where the power of a group becomes so fucking important, because, you know, there is a whole crowd of people out there that are just like, just settle. Like, why do you have to push for more? Can't you just be happy? Can't you just be okay with being okay? Why don't you just go do this? Why? I don't need you to solve my fucking problem. I just need you to cheer me on a little bit more, right? And then the people who get it, they're the people that you say, hey, like, I've got this big ass freaking problem. I need you to help me with it. Because we're not going to try and tell you to take the safe route, right? Catherine, I get asked why I'm pushing so hard because I want to. That's why. You do you, I do me. Yeah, exactly. You know, this is the blessing / curse / blessing of being a high achiever. This is the curse and blessing of being ambitious. But at the same time, I wouldn't have it any other freaking way, because, oh my God, like, it would just be a red hot mess. I think I'd be a really angry little bunny. Like, to be honest, like, I'd just be an angry little bunny. So I guess the thing with this mastermind is that, you know, yes, I'm bringing you guys together. I really want to bring together a really amazing group of people, which I've been doing for years. And I think it's the time now to do something that is a lot more accessible. I think it's the time to do something that is not as expensive historically and as what it has been in the past to be part of a mastermind. And the investments to be part of a mastermind with me have been anywhere around, like 30 grand a year, you know, just to give you a bit of a ballpark idea of what that might be. So this is like not even close to that. Now, the thing with today and right up until the 9th of August that I'm going to let you know, you can actually access the founders investment level for the Business Badassery Mastermind. And it's insane. It's actually 50% off. It's $99 a month, like $99 a month. And we're going to be in a secret private little Facebook group. And it's one of these things where I was thinking about it, and so it'll go on the 9th of August, it goes to $199 a month. Okay, just so we're clear, and there's some VIP options that I'll talk about in a second. But the thing with this is, like, I know that some people, like 12 months is a really long time for some people, right? A lot can change in 12 months. A lot can change in 6 months. A lot can change in 3 months. So what I've decided with this is that I want to kind of make it a little flexy and cool, right? Flexicool, that can be our name for today, Flexicool. Flexi fun. And so, like, with this, if you come in the founders level, it's $99 a month each month for, you know, now until forever. And there's actually going to be the ability that if you want to bounce out of it, then you can. If you want to come back in later on, you can. So long as you retain, however, a recurring subscription, then that $99 a month is grandfathered. So, I mean, we're talking $1,200 a year. It's really, and you're saving $1,200 a year. So it's really awesome. But that's all kind of like the features of it, right? Like, the benefit is that you've got community, you've got motivation, you've got inspiration, you'll have clarity, you'll have confidence, you'll have all of that. So what I wanted to talk with you about is, first of all, what we'll be covering off through here. Now, as I said, you can bounce in and out of this if you choose, you can stay, whatever you like. The VIP option, what that would look like is it's a pay up front, so you pay for the whole year in advance. You get it half off, so it's at $1,200, I think, instead of $2,400 or whatever the $99 a month works out to be for that. Plus, you get a one-on-one with me, and you also get Voxer with me one-on-one following that week as well. So you've got all of that, and I was thinking about what would make this crazy no-brainer. And I mean, there's going to be so much content that we're going through and so much training, and I'll talk with you in a second about the structure in that. And I was like, what would be really cool? So I've delivered a bunch of courses, and I've got a whole bunch. Oh my God, that's not the technical term. I've delivered a lot of courses over the years, and there are some that I've put up in a membership site. Now, some of those have been sold for up to $12,000. So you can actually go into that membership site and you get to pick one that you would like access to, that you think is going to be the most beneficial to you. And I'll just make it available. And if it's the $12,000 one, then it's the $12,000 one. Like, it's whatever it is that you need. So I'll show you back. I'll show you into the, I have to take a photo and put that on the page actually, because I haven't done that. So I'll show you that. There's like funnel training, there's webinar training, there's how to set up your podcast, there's mindset stuff, there's Rebel with a Cause, there's Queen Code, there's a ton that I've already launched out this year, the Amplification Project. It's just, you pick one that you want and it's yours. Facebook ads, like all of that kind of thing. So in terms of the things that we'll be covering off in the mastermind, here we go. Not limited to, and there will always be more. So marketing, alignment first and always, accessing your genius and channeling your genius, productivity hacks and strategies, 24/7 group access for masterminding and bouncing ideas off all the people who are in there, as well as myself, of course, mindset strategies, content creation, copywriting techniques, social media strategies, being more visible online, funnels, creating your unique marketing positioning, how to start or scale your online business, balancing work, life, and play in the midst of all the things that are demanding your attention, boundaries, creating them, upholding them, and realigning them, cross-promotion, blogging, niching, money mindset. You know, the list freaking goes on. It's all over on that. I've just posted a link in the chat there. It's all in that link. There's more, the high ticket selling, low ticket selling, email marketing, public speaking, unlocking your zone of genius, blah, 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 all of that. So there's a slew of things that we're going to be covering off in there. As I said, there's always other things that kind of get thrown in. So the way that this will work is that once a month, and the first one will start on the 7th of August, I'm going to deliver a training into the group for whatever it is. So that'll be whatever course we're running. It might be a standalone session that I run or training depending on what the topic is, and then that would be backed up with a Q&A. So a live Q&A and hot seat later on. So that will usually happen a couple of weeks following that. So you've got time to implement whatever the training was. Now in that Q&A, we'll go for an hour, and the first half will be about, answering whatever questions that come in. And then the second half an hour is actually going to be hot seating an individual in the group. So everyone who would like their business, their marketing, an idea, like maybe they've got a blockage that they want to work through, whatever it might be, one of you will be hot seated in that. And that's not just limited to the VIP, the VIPs. That will be, you'll get a half an hour hot seat working on whatever it is that you need to be working on with me. So you've got 2 calls a month. So the one will be the training, and then the second one is going to be that Q&A / hot seat. Amazing, ridiculously. It's just like, I'm like, this is insane. So anyway, that's that. What else did I want to let you know? Oh, and then the other thing that I'm giving you guys access to that I will be selling as a standalone thing, and the $1 Million Success Meditations, Visualizations, and Journal Hacks series, which is a 30-day series, so that you can become the queen or the king of the motherfucking internet. And I started recording those on Friday. I've got 5 of those in the can on Friday, and they are freaking hot. So you're also going to get those as part of this month 1 founders deal that you guys will access. So that's that, really. I'm super excited about it. There's a whole bunch of stuff on the page that you'll see when you go over and click on the link. I guess like the thing that I'm really clear on in terms of the outcomes that people want and the outcomes that people are looking for, a lot of the time there's accountability that we need. There is, like I said to you before, like a safe place where you can bounce ideas, where you can put questions up, where you can just be like, what, this is going on, am I normal? Is this okay? I think this is a really huge piece of what I think a really successful mastermind looks like. So you will get out of it what you put in. So what I'd very strongly be encouraging you to do is to make sure that you utilize it, like milk it for all it is worth. Ask questions, answer questions, really interact. Now, I'm just going to put this out there as well. Like we're not pitching in there. We're not going to be bitching in there. We're not going to be bullying anybody in there. Like there is zero tolerance for that. Just to be like really clear. I know that you guys don't even need to hear all of that, because that wouldn't even occur to you anyway. But it's not a place, it's not like one of those things where it's like, oh, I'm going to join because I'll be able to sell my thing to that person over there. Nope. That is not what this is about at all. This is about us building and or scaling our businesses, primarily online businesses most likely, in order to be able to get through to that next level. So that's where the mindset piece kicks in. It's where some of the tactical strategies will kick in, as well as, really just having a very clear focus. Having worked with some very, very ambitious high achievers over the years, and even in the 30-day challenge that I'm running right now, the thing that we all have in common, the thing that they all have in common is the need, the desire, and the benefit of having a very clear focus and having people who get it around them. So that's what this is about. So if you've got any questions about that, please make sure that you let me know. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. I really look to make this absolutely no-brainer. As I said, the founders pricing will finish on the 9th of August, and the sooner you're in, the sooner you get started. If you're going in with a VIP option, we can get your one-on-one down and in the bag and get that support started straight away. You can be added into the group straight away, and there'll be things in there that you can start working on right away, because nothing better than having this idea and just going, yes, bam, that's ridiculous. I am so freaking in. Pull the ripcord, make shit happen, and then go take over the world, because that is what you're here for. Yes? Yes. All right. Well, get out there, go have some fun. If you have questions, let me know. Jess has said, already requested access. Ha ha ha. My internet's not working over here on my computer, so I can't hear or see anything just yet. So that's really funny. Yay, Jess, woohoo. I wonder if you're the first person. I wonder if you're founder number 1. That'd be so freaking exciting to celebrate with you. All right, everybody, have an amazing kick-ass day. Get out there, go help some people be visible. Have a whole lot of fun doing it. And remember, the world is ready for your brand of awesome. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.